How we doing today? Just a real quick video. Well, hopefully it's pretty quick on what my unprofessional opinion on Final Cut Pro versus HitFilm 3 Pro. I couldn't find much online about HitFilm 3 Pro. I mean, there's a lot of videos on, all these particle generators and these awesome effects that you can do with it in different green screen, but they didn't really show much on, basic editing. It's great to have all those cool effects creators, but I mean, just the meat and the bones of editing, basic editing, is what I really wanted to know about. So I downloaded the trial of a Final Cut Pro 10, and I also downloaded the trial of HitFilm 3 Pro. And I've been trying them out over the past few days, just messing around with different effects and the add-ons and the looks that you can add to your video. And I'll talk about it more as I'm editing this video inside of the two editors, and I'll show you the differences that an unprofessional editor like myself has found between Final Cut Pro 10 and HitFilm 3 Pro. I got to be honest. There's great things about both of them. For an amateur video maker like myself, and I'm sure lots of other people out there that just are doing this for fun, making videos for YouTube, or maybe trying to make a short film or a documentary, just trying to be creative. There are pluses and minuses to both of them. They're both exact same price, $299-ish for both of them. Obviously, Final Cut Pro, you got to have a Apple products, Mac, which I do. HitFilm will work on Windows or Mac. So, anyway, I'm going to get into it here. I'm going to download this video into the Final Cut Pro 10 and into HitFilm 3 Pro, and just show you a couple of things that I've used and what I find easy and what I find hard. And I'll come back at the end with a synopsis on which one I think I'm going to end up eventually buying. I currently am using iMovie and Adobe Premiere Elements. I use both of them because green screen in iMovie is just amazing. Not so much in Elements, at least on a Mac, because you have to only use video merge. They don't give you any keying options. With iMovie, you get the keying options. You can key out the colors, and it just works flawlessly. I have not been able to perfect video merge. Maybe my green screen, I don't have it lit perfectly, but it doesn't really matter with iMovie because I can green screen the way I have it lit and stretched. So it's not really an excuse. But is it stretched perfect? Probably not. But anyway, I'm looking to upgrade. I think I've outgrown both of those editors to an extent where I really don't like the color correction in either of them, to be honest with you. I'm colorblind, and it's tough for me to color correct because I'm trying to go by what I know the colors are. But with Final Cut Pro 10, you have scopes, and scopes makes all the difference in the world. You know where red, green, and blue is. You can see it. You can see your effects you're making. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So let me jump into the editor, and we'll take a look and see. All right, here we are in Final Cut Pro 10. I plugged in my card, and bam, there it is. Showed right up, clicked on it, opened my media. I've got it set to optimize the media, transcode it, and it's going to analyze for color balance. All this cool little stuff right off the bat. It's going to analyze to fix any audio problems, which, I guess that's okay. So let's go ahead and hit import. Another thing I like is, here it comes. It's importing. Alright. We're not going to eject that because we're using it on something else too. That's weird. My little emblem for Magic Lantern. Alright, anyway. Well, that's important. Let's go over here. I got HitFilm 3 Pro opened up. And here we go. So I brought up my EOS Digital. Opened up my camera. Let's hit open. And there it is. Alright, it's in the editor. So let's go ahead and drop that in this timeline on the HitFilm 3. Alright, drop that in that timeline. It's a very small looking timeline. That's still downloading. I hope I don't overstress my computer and then it decides to puke out on me. Alright, let's go ahead and get this in there. Send that down. Here's another nice one click. Boop. Alright, so now that's into our timeline. Very cool, very cool. Let's narrow this timeline down a little bit. So there you go. Same video on both sides. And here's one thing that's cool about Final Cut and just about every other editor. Full screen. There you go.
How are we
Full
doing today?
mode. Alright, so there you go. I like that. Over here, no full screen mode. So, yeah, I don't know. At least I can't find it. If somebody knows where the full screen is, feel free to enlighten me. Anyway, you've got all your tools here. You've got your pointer tool, your blade tool for cutting. And, let's see. Roll, edit, ripple, slide, slip. But here's the cool part. And that I have found. The effects bar. The effects bar in HitFilm is amazing. Let's just take for instance. I mean, look at all the options you have. It's just awesome. So let's see what's under grunge. We can make an old looking film. I mean, and it works really, really good. Unfortunately, I can't take anything out of the editor because I can only do a 30-second clip and upload it to YouTube. So yeah, as you can see by this blacked out area here, I don't know, whatever, but it's fun using. You got color correction. Here's what I've noticed. I can take this auto color, chuck it right on here. Boom. Now that is just auto, right out of the snap, and that's a pretty good color right there. And I haven't done anything. That's auto. You know, auto contrast. Now we're stacking a bit, so it might start to look a little ugly. But let's see. Yeah, see, I don't like that. It's a little too bright, but I can adjust it. I can go into the auto contrast. I can set it to blend with the original. I want to take some of that brightness out. You know, it doesn't look bad. I mean, you look to there. You're definitely adding some color and contrast to it. And let's say effect auto levels. So this is going to auto set all the levels for me. Gave me some tones of color in my skin. You can see it toned up the oranges in the background. So I didn't do anything. That's it. Chucked a couple autocorrects on it, and that's what you got. So that is pretty sweet. So let's jump back over into Final Cut. And just for, your average person, this was shot in CineStyle, so you can see it's a pretty flat image. So over here, I can drop in a color balance. So there you go. That's pretty good. It's for a quick start out. It definitely quickly balanced it up. Not bad. Let's go full screen here.
Just a real quick video.
Turn that down. So definitely the color on that is not as vivid as the color on the HitFilm one. But that's not the end of it. You have a lot more options to work with here. Also, these scopes are invaluable, especially to somebody who might be colorblind, such as myself. I know, what color each one of these is: red, blue, red, green, and blue. So there you go. Let's take a look. Let's open up a color board. All right. So there's our color board. Now I can go in and set my exposure. I can crush my blacks down a little bit. All right. I keep working with a trackpad is a pain in the keister. Time I let it off, it goes back up. Alright, so anyway, I crushed my blacks a little bit. I can bring my highlights up a little bit. Alright, get them up to the line. And I can see on my red tones, if I want to bring my red highlight out a little bit. Alright. Mix it with a blue a little bit more. Now if I want to bring my green up, I can just simply slide my board over and give it a little more green, you know. So there you go. That's pretty color balanced. Nice picture, you know, really nice picture. That didn't take me long to do either. My highlights are blown out in the back here, but you know, that's window light coming in. Skin features are nice. My eyes are good color. That's what my room looks like. So I don't know. It's pretty good. Now I can saturate it some more. If I wanted to, you know, bump my color up, I can saturate the highlights a little bit, you know, without making it look cartoony. I can saturate in the mid-tones and the shadows a little bit. And you can see, there you go. I mean, that was pretty easy. Doesn't look like a cartoon. It's a nice picture. You know, so you can see my skin is starting to get a little coloration to it, but I did get a lot of sun today, so I guess that's about right, actually. My oranges are popping out here. I shot it in 3.5, so it's pretty blurred back here. So anywho, back over to HitFilm. Now again, I can't do anything as far as bumping up the, getting a full screen view. It's just, I don't know how to do it. I really wish I could. But I'll tell you, I really like the picture quality here. It's not bad. It really isn't. I almost want to shut off, and I can shut off any one of these things I did. So that levels, if I didn't like that, if I didn't like the contrast, the way that looked, or if I don't like the auto color, you know, but the auto color looks good, I can shut off and just leave auto color, add the contrast, and go with that. And then I can go in and just tweak each one of these by adding a color correction. Here's a color balance, so I have that in there. See what kind of funkiness it does. Alright. So I can balance my shadows. So pretty much the same thing. The only difference is no scopes. So I can't see, other than this picture right here, what I'm doing. Alright. Another thing I like about Final Cut Pro X is the simple fact that it's rendering all the time. See this red bar? That means it's rendering. So my video plays pretty smooth. You know, not bad. You know, you can see I'm clipping a little bit on my audio. But, you know, whatever. Shotgun right in my face. And you can see over here when I hit play, and I've done some correction to it, so yeah, it's like now I can render that out, but you know, it's more time. I'm just trying to put together a really quick video here. Well, I'm clipping big time on my audio. Anyway, so just really quick, those are my main things about the two editors. Is I think the usability of the Final Cut Pro X is, to me, I think it's a lot easier to use, personally. You know, if you know the keystroke commands, it's super easy to use. But then if you don't, you just jump right here. Select it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So in iMovie, if you're an iMovie user, you just go onto here and right click, and it'll say, split video. Well, you don't have that here, so you can't just split video. But you do have a lot of other things you can do. You can split up your sound and your video. You can compress your sound or compress your video. It just depends on what you're working with. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and cut this all together and do my final thoughts on the video, and that'll be it. Again, I'm not a master or professional of Final Cut, but I can get in there and do a couple little corrections in here, and that's about it for me for right now. Oh, I did want to show you one thing that just playing around. I could spend hours just punching buttons and stuff like that and showing you all kinds of stuff. Well, most of you've probably already seen a lot of this stuff. Now watch what happens when I throw this bleach bypass on to my video. Alright, let's take a look and see. And drag that over, drop it on. Alright, so it's not horrible, but they really threw the grain in there for that bleach bypass. Now, what I like over here, I had a little HitFilm 3 crash there. So anyway, it did recover it, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that one thing. I put that bleach bypass on the Final Cut, and let's take a look here. Where's my bleach bypass? Give me a second. I'm not really 100% awesome with this. Oh, here it is. Bleach bypass. So let's drag that over. Let that think about that for a second. I mean, that's pretty nice. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a much cleaner bleach bypass than the Final Cut Pro 10. Now I can knock the brightness down on it, and I can add more bleach bypass, or I can take some away. So pretty cool. I would love to be able to render something like that, just to show you the difference between the two. Here's the over here. Let's go close the color board, and bleach bypass is selected. All right.
On ameture.
I don't know. I mean, it looks a little, I don't know, it's pretty good. Anyway, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and finish with my final thoughts, and we'll move on from here. Alright, so we jumped into the editor, and we saw the differences between Final Cut Pro 10, Final Cut Pro X, and HitFilm 3. And HitFilm 3 is a very cool program, and I love, and I mean absolutely love, their effects additions, their looks. When you add, like, just the CineStyle effect, it throws in, crop lines, it does the color balancing for you. I mean, it does everything, and you can actually, if you shot your video well enough, and your lighting was good, and your color was good, and you throw that on there, it just gives it a really great look, and just a couple of tweaks, and that thing is out the door. Their bleach bypass looks incredible on HitFilm 3, not so much on Final Cut Pro. At least I haven't figured out a way to make it work really nice and look really good. It looks about the same as the iMovie bleach bypass, which is absolutely atrocious. I really like the effects tab on HitFilm. What I don't like about HitFilm is not being able to go full screen and see my work on my screen. Like with every other editor, you can go full screen. I don't know why I can't figure out how to go full screen. I've looked it up online. I found one guy that moves this tab, moves this tab, moves this over, and then sets it as a preference. And I got time for that. I just want to hit a button and go full screen and see my video. Yeah, it's great that I can see my before and after. I love that. But I want to see my after in full screen. And it doesn't seem like too much to ask. But another gripe I have about the HitFilm 3 Pro, on the trial end at least, is that you can only export a 30-second clip in 720, I believe, to YouTube. Yeah. I mean, Final Cut Pro 10, I can do however long. In fact, this was done in Final Cut Pro 10. This has been edited, put together, titles, sounds, music, screenshots are all done in Final Cut Pro. So this video is running a little bit long, and I apologize, but I figured, you know, you want to see the little differences from a non-professional. I'm sure there's guys out there that can wing through Final Cut Pro 10 and wing through HitFilm and just like bang, 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 click, 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 and they got it, and you're going, wow, that's pretty awesome. Well, what about normal guy just jumping onto this thing? What can I do with it coming from like an Adobe or an iMovie? I'd have to say, for the price, Final Cut Pro 10, in the long run, offers a little bit less, but I think in the short run, for people who are just getting into editing, it offers more. It's a little more user-friendly. It's a little more intuitive. It is easier to cut and crop and move things around and add transitions and titles, 3D animations. It's very easy to do that with Final Cut Pro 10. With HitFilm 3 Pro, which is an awesome compositor, and you can do some incredible graphics and incredible special effects with it, but the editor is just okay. Except for their effects editions, you know, the color effects editions, which are absolutely amazing. I mean, I would almost buy it just to color correct for quick color correction, but it's $300 for that? No, I don't think so. I can jump into, you know, Final Cut Pro and do a quick color correction. Like I said, I'm not doing any blockbuster videos, so I just want my video to look halfway decent, you know, clean and crisp. Which I also like about Final Cut Pro 10 is you can come right out of your camera, transcode into ProRes, and it's a nice editable format. Yeah, my video is not log or anything like that, but I can still get the full amount of what it can be, you know, what it can be edited at, rather than it already being smashed, compressed, coming in, and then smashing it, compressing it some more, and going, wow, this video looks like crap. You know, so anyway, that is my opinion. I'm sure somebody has another opinion, but I hope this helps somebody who's out there looking to purchase a editor. I think I am going to go with the Final Cut Pro 10. I just like the way the videos come out. I've made a couple short videos on it, and the video quality just seems really, really good. I wouldn't know with HitFilm 3 because I can't really put anything out that would be full quality. So that's a downside for them. I wish they would offer like a 30-day trial full version that you can really use all the components and then output it. All right? We'll talk to you on the flip side, and have a great night.